Won by Bojan rather. Weaver rotates to Prince. Prince out to Petrie outside the arc. Tries to reverse it, slips in, getting the pass off, and Daria Shelby will come down the other way, and the tone is set immediately by the Mavericks. They take the lead early.
Just like you said, it set immediately right there, making a mistake early. Right what Omaha wanted.
Petrie just completely lost her footing on the pass. Can she get her get back? Cannot there. And now Soraya Stupinian will have the ball in her hands for the first time. The offense is led by her a lot, although turnovers were an issue in her previous matchup. She had 9 against Northern Colorado on Saturday. Stupinian. Over to Stevens. Back to Stupinian. Hedged hard by Weaver, but will move around. The Mavericks take a 4-0 lead off the bucket assist from Stupinian straight to Avril Smith.
Right now their offense is in full click right now.
Weaver out to Bojan, and the Huskers still yet to break the seal over a minute played. Hake outside, Weaver, 3-ball, gets it to go.
Nebraska needed that one, and they got it.
Here come the Mavericks the other way now, who have the lead early in this one. The Mavericks only have 9 players suited up for this competition. Driving in now, and a tough finish of Avril Smith, and the Omaha bench is loving it.
Yes, they're very limited on their capacity of who they have tonight, but they've made it work so far. Again, their offense is in sync, and they just know what they want to do when driving to the ball.
One of the big things Omaha is definitely known for early on this season is pushing the pace, and they are pushing it so far. It's what's gotten them to this 3-point lead early. As now here's down low, Petrie loses the ball. Stevens ties up with her. It'll be a jump ball, and it'll go Omaha's way.
Yeah, Jamie Carey, she focused on that a lot in the offseason, and then in the preseason right there, she said she wanted to push the pace, and they finally found that groove, and it's something that they haven't been able to do in their first few games, and now they're doing it here.
Although it might not be the start she's wanted in her first season as the head coach for Omaha. She's 1-8. She's got her Mavs to an early lead, but here comes Weaver pressuring hard. It looked like she got a Stupinian's leg down below and gets whistled for the foul.
Yeah, Weaver was trying to get up there and get close to contact and force some pressure, but the foul call early helped them a lot.
Take a look there. That knee just gets under a Stupinian, and what really gave it away for the referee. Shelby. Burke Perryman. Now to Stevens. Stevens dishes it down to a Stupinian. Yet to take a shot here. Smith outside. Shelby tries to go for 3. Can't get it to go. It's a rebound by Callan Hake and gets fouled on the way out. This one's going to go against Avril Smith.
Yeah, she was very aggressive trying to get that rebound. They know any second chance opportunities tonight, they're going to have to capitalize off of those, but it was called for a quick foul.
6-3 early in this one. Buckets coming from Avril Smith. She's got 4 points, and Daria Shelby. Bojan will try from deep range. Can't get it to go off the right side of the iron. Will go out of bounds and going to the Mavericks. And there's a more seasoned coach on the sideline, Amy Williams. 10th season as a head coach for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and this has probably been one of her most promising starts so far with the program.
Oh, 100% Chase. She's found her groove, and she knows what she wants from the team. The crazy part about it is that everyone can score. It doesn't matter if they're coming deep off the bench or not. They have faith in who they have out there, and they can run what type of offense they need to get a whole bunch of points.
Omaha trying to find their way out of the near side corner. Smith lobs it to a Stupinian, who has to take it herself inside, and does it so. Above Petra Bojan, the shot goes.
The Mavs are playing with total confidence right now, and it's obviously helping them.
Hake out to Prince. Prince yet to take a shot as well. Bojan in the paint. Might go for the jumper instead. Kicks it out to Weaver. 3-ball. Can't get it to go. Rebound now for Petrie. Goes up. No foul. A lot of physicality down low, and the Mavs will get the ball back.
They're not able to find their rebounds right now.
Stupinian finds the and one, though.
They have all the momentum right now. If it wasn't for that lone 3 for Nebraska, they'd be down a lot here.
A full wave of subs waiting for the Nebraska Cornhuskers as they'll make their way in. Logan Nisley, Amaya Hargrove, who had her career-high points earlier in the season against Penn State. Not, and it will remain a 7-point lead for the Mavs. Britt Prince now leading the way for the Huskers, who are pushing the floor with immense pace. Hargrove over to Hake, takes the 3-ball, gets it to go.
And that's how you can count on Callan Hake. She's fantastic when she does that, has an open look. You're not going to get a better shot than that.
The assist goes to Hargrove, who had a career-high 26 points against Penn State on Saturday. Also a program record points against a Big Ten opponent, as Soraya Stupinian can't get the bucket to go, and now a foul. drawn by Amaya Hargrove.
Yeah, the refs, they're calling these contact early underneath the hoop, and as she drove in there, you know, just quick when they're trying to fight for their second chance points because they're going to need them every chance they get, especially only leading by 4.
Lillian Merrow just checked into the game, and she's greeted with a foul. It'll be her first of the game. Hake reverses it to Hargrove, along to the other side towards the far side to Nisley. Far corner now, Callan Hake. Nisley. Ball movement around the arc for the Huskers, and it'll come to a Logan Nisley shot. It can't go, and now a rebound from Smith. Smith averages just about 10 rebounds per game. That's something that Amy Williams wanted to note, is that the Mavs have been able to get boards when it matters.
Yeah, she leads the Summit League in rebounds per game at 9.9, which is impressive.
Soraya Stupinian. Outside now to Juneman, who now has a Stupinian. The Stupinian with the shot clock winding down just has to pitch it over, but it's stolen by Prince. Coming the other way now are the Cornhuskers. Prince inside. Hargrove gets it to go with a little bit of physicality and contact underneath. Hargrove breaks the seal, back to her scoring ways.
Now that looked like the typical Husker offense right there.
Estupinian. Kennedy Williams getting ready to check in for the Cornhuskers at the scorer's table. Maupin, who also checked in recently. Now to Smith. Smith outside, Juneman 3-ball, can't get it to go, misses everything, and a rebound by Merrow. Merrow outside, Stevens. Unable to get it, and Britt Prince is fouled on the way down.
Another foul call down on the rebounds. We've seen a few of those already.
That one will go on Smith. So Smith, early on, already has 2 fouls in this one. Not the start you want, especially with a team, like we mentioned earlier, Blake, that's only down to 9 players.
Only down to 9 players, so they got to be patient and be making sure not to foul underneath because they don't have the depth that they normally would have.
Kennedy Williams, daughter of the head coach, Amy Williams, now on the floor. Hargrove, quick jumper, just above the charity stripe, gets it to go. 4 points now for Hargrove.
And that's a confident shot right there in the mid-range. It's not one easy to make.
A dish down low, trying to get up there was Merrow, but unsuccessful. Good guarding by Maupin, and now transitioning the other way is Williams. Out to Hake, quick 3-ball. Can't get it to go. Hargrove. Williams, can she get it? She will. Huskers have their first lead of the evening. Timeout from the Mavs. Now with the ball is Burke Perryman, and now it's stolen away. Outside Williams, can she get 2 in a row? Can't. Now rebound from Merrow. Mavs looking to push the floor and are now really startled by this run the Huskers have gone on. It's 10-0 in the last 3 minutes.
Looking at the Mavs' previous games, it's all about how they started. This is probably one of their best starts that they've had all year. They just got to keep being confident, especially now that Nebraska is applying the pressure on defense.
Well, the Mavs have not really been able to convert, but that time there, Daria Shelby does so, but they haven't been able to convert against Power 5 opponents. And in some cases, it's been in not the fashion they would want it. Earlier this season, a loss 100-35 to K-State, and those are results they really want to clean up as a crew. Callan Hake tried to get the corner 3 to go, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Hargrove. It's denied away by Merrow.
Merrow doing some pretty impressive rebounding for Omaha.
Now coming down the other way, it's a foul on the way up. Burke Perryman will have 2 free throws.
Right now the Mavs are being consistent, especially trying to get those boards. That's what's going to help them, those second chance points, and making sure that they secure those rebounds to keep the Huskers from getting those second chance points.
The foul will be on Maupin. Soraya Stupinian checks back in, and expect her to take brief stints on the bench if she does. She played 38 minutes for the Omaha Mavericks on Saturday against Northern Colorado. Britt Prince checks back in. Claire Johnson now in for the first time today. First free throw from Burke Perryman, can't get it to go, has hit the back of the iron.
Anytime they miss free throws, those are points they're going to want back.
Crowd beckoning behind them, mostly the band creating a lot of the noise, but it doesn't phase Perryman for the second free throw. It's tied up at 13. Johnson, the Samford transfer, reverses it to Hargrove, who has been confident shooting it lately, can't get that one to fall through. Stupinian spent much of her time at Old Dominion and now is with the Mavericks and really has been put in a position to pioneer this squad. Cora Olson, a player we'll get to later on in the broadcast, had a foot injury that isn't looking good. She was wheeled out in a cart here in the arena today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Omaha. Jimmy Carey was hired late in the process after the portal window closed, and so it was hard for her to find her people, but she did find her group of gals to go out there and create this squad. It's just the injuries have played a huge factor, especially getting here into the mid part of the season.
So a jump ball transitions possession back to the Cornhuskers. Claire Johnson unable to convert on the corner three. So Estupinian, you'll hear the name a lot, makes her way over. It's an assisted pass to Stevens, can't get it to go. Johnson going one-on-one against Estupinian. Like for like players, like for like numbers, and the battle of the fives is won by Claire Johnson inside.
And that was a pretty impressive, confident shot.
Britt Prince scrapping it up with the Estupinian, wins possession towards Williams to Maupin. Open floor ahead of her, puts it through. About as easy as it can get. It's a layup line layup. Estupinian swarmed by Maupin, and Prince turns it over out of bounds. A sideline out of bounds opportunity now for the Cornhuskers to extend their lead.
Yeah, Estupinian was frustrated. She thought she got fouled underneath along the baseline. The refs didn't call it, and they're starting to get a little frustrated.
Juniman now making her way in for the Mavericks. Johnson, Hargrove. Now to Maupin, who will take her first shot from beyond the arc, can't convert. The rebound from Merrow. Over to Estupinian, who tries to push it up the floor inside to it was Juniman, yes, who puts it through. Williams, this will be her third three opportunity, and it can't be her second converted three of the evening.
Williams is a player, she's starting to find her confidence, and she's building on that confidence with those shots. She just needs to knock them down.
Well, the Huskers have the right to be confidently shooting. They're first in the Big Ten at 53.9%. That's second nationally, as at the corner there, stepping out of bounds was Juniman. And now that makes way for Emily Fisher to check in, who was not suited up to begin the season, now has made four, now make it 5 straight appearances for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Maryland transfer.
Yeah, she's someone that's starting to get her role in the rotation, figure out where she is on the team, and it's a good time to do it, especially before conference play starts.
Fisher to Prince, guarded by 2 players, and switches the three. Doesn't even phase her in that moment.
You can count on that one.
Burke Perryman, stolen by Prince. Prince is making it all happen, tries to behind the back dribble through 2 players, draws a foul in the process. It's helped up by Burke Perryman.
She's just all over the court, and even on defense, I think that's sometimes hard to find on a lot of these players, is whether they can be consistent on offense and defense. As good as she is on offense, she's just as great on defense, and we've seen it already so far this game to where she's able to steal the ball away herself.
The true freshman from Los Angeles, Alana Neal, checks in for the first time for the Cornhuskers. Britt Prince heavily guarded here by Juniman. Juniman against Prince. 5-second difference between shot and game clock. Prince inside to Fisher. Fisher will try to drive. Now to Neal. Neal goes up. Floater. Can't get it to go. It's an unfavorable rim out. And now going the other way. The shot clock forgot to reset. And now there's just chaos everywhere.
They're going to try to figure out this shot clock situation.
Well, it doesn't matter here because the shot clock was still going. So we'll have to see when. It'll have to be a time adjustment, you would think here. Amy Williams is just as confused as everyone else in the arena here is. They won't adjust the time. It'll just be a sideline out of bounds with 3.5 seconds left to Juniman. Now to Estupinian, who has to haul one up now. Oh, almost 54% in that first quarter. 14 of their points in the paint, which isn't typically their bread and butter, but this time it might be. Soraya Estupinian cuts it to a 1-possession game.
Estupinian with the most confident floater right there. Very impressive.
Bojan. Over to Neal. Guarded by Juniman. Claire Johnson, kick out to the corner. Can't get it to go. Petrie rebound. Petrie inside against Smith. Gets it to go. Floater off the left hand.
Yeah, and Omaha, they are starting to allow the three-pointers to be open. They're really guarding the paint for the most part on defense.
Estupinian against Neal, and really, Alana Neal originally went from a role player to really making her way into the rotation as here comes Britt Prince the other way and fast transition over to Petrie. Petrie loses handle of the ball again. She's struggled multiple times to keep her balance and wins possession for Omaha as Alana Neal will get the foul here. And now coming in for Omaha is Allie Stevens.
They haven't been able to really find their confidence underneath the hoop, getting those rebounds. For the most part, it's been the Mavericks controlling the paint and stopping those second chance points.
Now a full court set here from Nebraska defensively.
And it's worked so far for them, getting some steals at the half court.
Omaha able to make it past the timeline now as Estupinian will take it herself, and she's really trying to take control offensively. Can't get that layup to go. Callan Haig tries to win it, but Smith will get it instead. Outside to Stevens, three. Can't get it to go. Omaha yet to hit a three tonight. They've had plenty of attempts, though. That was their fifth. Now inside. Juneman can't get it to go. Nebraska will transition. And this is just sloppy basketball all around right now, Blake.
Both of these teams are not where we normally see them. Omaha, they're playing pretty well right now, and that's worked out for them, but they needed those extra effort down low as we got a foul call.
There's a 3 seconds on Petra Bojan, I believe. You don't see that one called very often, but it's one of those rules where you kind of forget they exist until they get called.
And now she's going to keep that in the back of her mind when it comes up again, and hopefully not for her.
Much more referees call it than others. And today, that's one to keep in the back pocket. Estupinian over to Burke Perryman.
As they're still working with that full court press.
And they're playing practically a 5-out, and you can see they're screening off the ball now, Omaha. They feel confident they can get in the paint. As here comes Stephens, driving against Petrie, tries to haul one up, can't get it to go. Prince, it's a 2-on-3, over to Nisley, doesn't phase either of them.
And there's a quick transition from defense to offense.
Burke Perryman might have the quick transition herself, gets fouled on the way up, hits hard on the floor afterwards. The foul will be on Hake.
We've seen with both these teams try to quickly transition from offense into defense or defense into offense. It's that fast pace. Both these coaches have talked about it, whether it's Amy Williams or Jamie Carey. And now when it goes the other way, you're playing from behind on defense, especially for Nebraska.
Ikea Burke Perryman is 50% from the line this season. Call it a coin flip. Misses the first one. So statistically here, Blake,
she's going to make this one.
That's what the stats say. Pine Creek High School grad, true freshman out of Colorado Springs. Can't get the second one to go either. Misses the left side poorly. Hake. Over to Petrie. And very rarely do you see a 5 just looking around unguarded at the top of the key in today's game and not taking the 3, but Petrie will there. Burke Perryman tries to keep the ball in play, finds Nisley instead. A nice little assisted play from the Mavs to Nisley to Hargrove with the layup in.
Hargrove was laying on the floor, and she somehow still got up to get those 2 points for Nebraska.
And they set the full court still immediately, trying to get across the timeline. Can't in time. It's a 10-second violation. Nebraska keeps the ball. The pressure finally starting to seep in against the Mavs.
Yeah, Nebraska's on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And Omaha is 0 for the last 4 on the field. And this is where they get the difference between the two teams right here. They had the confidence in the beginning, but as soon as they have a little bit of those issues, some of those turnovers, and they can't get the points in the paint, it's where you start to see the gap open up.
And that's been the issue for Omaha is defensively. They have not been able to answer very often. Hargrove trying to add more insult to injury with that, but can't do so. Prince now, 3-ball. Can't get it. And Nebraska, one of the top three-point shooting teams in the Big Ten at 37.8%. That's third. Really been a little cold from outside the arc so far.
Yeah, they can't hit them every game, but they will at some point. We've seen a few of them trickle down. When they have open looks, they've been great shots, so it's not like they're just forcing these threes up as well.
And statistically, it would say in any time they would be able to fall more frequently. Right now, they're 22%, as now Estupinian will put it through. Estupinian now with 8 points on the evening. Nisley now gets the 3 to find its way. It is just back and forth transition basketball. Plenty of shots. It's been an offensive one so far.
Like we were just talking about, Chase, they have the open looks for 3, and they're going to hit him at some point. Well, they hit him right there.
Estupinian looking for a Ball screen from Marrow, and Estupinian was confident enough to not go after the ball that it went off Nisley, and her confidence was correct.
Yeah, she's been working hard all night, and she's already got her hands on her knees because she's just all over the place so far in the court, and she's having to do everything so far.
Maupin and Williams will check in. That'll send Petrie and Prince to the bench. Meanwhile, Burke Perryman will come back in for the Mavs. A lot of rotational play from both sides, but obviously Omaha is going to have to delve a bit more into the grit of their players with only 9 players that are dressed for this game. Inside now, Shelby can't get it off, unaware of the shot clock, and it'll be a turnover for the Mavericks.
Yeah, the Mavs never had an open look. They weren't paying attention to where the shot clock was, and they couldn't even force one up at that point.
The Mavericks 1-8 on the season. Their one win coming up against the NAIA College of St. Mary. And that is just nearly a 3-minute drive from Baxter Arena where they play, or the Sapp Fieldhouse, give or take. As Callan Hake will now drill the 3. It's 32-19, largest lead of the night for the Cornhuskers.
And they're staying with the full court press, and we got a foul call.
It's been a foul-heavy game so far. It's going to go on Nisley, who fouled in transition there, but you almost don't mind that because Nebraska's been successful on these sideline out-of-bounds plays so far.
Yes, they have, and they're still working the full pressure, and it's forced a lot of those turnovers so far for the Huskers.
Williams against Estupinian. Burke Perryman down to Marrow. Marrow yet to work her way to a bucket, as it is physical with her against Nisley, and it goes out of bounds. It'll remain with Omaha. And with that as well, a timeout to do so, including tonight. But they got to focus on getting the result at first, as a foul will be on Kennedy Williams, as she came in hard against Estupinian. And a big transitional moment really between teams of where the balance holds. It was really favoring the Mavs early in the first quarter, who shot 54% compared to Nebraska's 36%. Flip that now. Huskers have shot 50% in the second quarter. Meanwhile, the Mavs only 33%. Stevens driving in against Hargrove, trying to find any sort of rhythm inside the box, but it's a 3-second violation. We have the second one of the day, Blake Mace.
Right, and it's on the opposite team this time. And Omaha, they have 16 points in the paint versus Nebraska's 14. In that first quarter, it felt like Nebraska was not really getting those points to the paint, and now they're trying to do so, trying to be aggressive down low.
Prince being double-teamed right now, really trying to contain the 3-ball, the Mavs are. They'll allow inside the paint, though, to Maupin, who might get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way with it, and one.
And those are also points down low. And if she would have missed that, it's those second chance points as well. Omaha has 0 second chance points, and Nebraska has 10, and that's where you start to see the difference maker be to where you see the score at right now.
Well, there's 3 black jerseys surrounding her. The foul will end up going on Estupinian. Maupin gets it to go. It is now a 35-19 ball game. It's a 9-0 run over the last minute and a half, 15-2 in the last 5 minutes. As it's kicked off a Nebraska foot, and Omaha will get another chance at an inbounds play.
And again, aggressive with the full court press, bringing all of them, and they chuck it all the way across the field. Wow.
Stevens tried to chuck it, can't get it to do so, finds the receiving arms of Hargrove. Hake up against Estupinian. It's another quick release inside from Hargrove, goes off the back iron. Rebound Maupin, who gets fouled on the way down.
It seemed like an arm was tied up, and that's why the foul was called. And she's gotten 2 quick fouls, and that's why she's going to be coming out.
2 Mavs now making their way in. It's Juniman and Smith. And now a travel from Britt Prince at the top of the key. That is a rarefied sight right there. A turnover from Britt Prince.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Chase. A rare event right there. Her turning the ball over.
Burke Perryman gives a little give and go now to Smith, to Shelby. It's really the first set for Omaha out of this timeout offensively since just out of the timeout. So now Smith will look to drive in out to Shelby. Shelby against Prince. Shelby trying to maintain her dribble now to Juniman. To Smith. Omaha really trying to work their way along this near side, but can't find any window to shoot it. And Burke Perryman will have to take matters into her own hands, drains the jumper. Mavs lift over 20 points now.
She said, fine, I'll do it myself. in a spot where it is very tough to make those shots, but if you're confident, you got them.
Well, someone who doesn't make the shots look tough, even if they're tough themselves, is Callan Hake. Converts the three. Burke Perryman up against Williams, tries to pick her back pocket. Now to Juneman, who steps out of bounds. It's the second time the Mavs have been finding themselves in that corner with their heels chalked on the sideline.
We're starting to see these mistakes mount up when the pace goes a little bit faster. In the beginning, Omaha controlled that entire pace, but now the Huskers have total control.
Would you say the pace has really changed in the moments of this game so far, Blake?
It's been the key difference maker, and it's why the score is what it is.
And Callan Hake, back-to-back threes, gets it to go. It's 41-21, 20-point lead.
And it's just completely effortless from her.
And now the Mavericks really starting to dig themselves in holes that they've found commonly all season as a tie-up down low between Williams and Merrow gives the possession back to the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, and Williams sprinted all the way across the court to go after that one. Fantastic effort from her, coming all the way from behind.
Well, Callan Hake has 12 points. She's on 4 of 6 shooting, and she's shooting 4 of 6 from 3. So if you deduct from that, all of her shots have been threes so far, but rightfully so.
You get those open looks, and you can trust her to make them, and she's been in total control.
To begin the quarter, the Huskers were shooting 22% from 3. It is now 36.4, an immense increase and improvement. Will they keep it going with Claire Johnson? Cannot do so. And it comes off the hand of Stevens on the way back. It'll stay with the Cornhuskers at the baseline. Emily Fisher now checking back in for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, in Nebraska, they're on a 15-2 run over 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Maupin will head to the bench. She put in some physical minutes there for the Cornhuskers. Got that and one earlier, and Hargrove looking for the 3 ball, and it rims out. She's been unlucky beyond the arc so far in this one. Hargrove now 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Omaha has really just been trying to find any sort of window outside the 3-point line via reversals, and Burke Perryman once again, like you said earlier, tried to take matters into her own hands, Blake, but can't get that one to go. It rims out. Rims have been unfriendly really to both sides today in some regard, as now a foul in transition. Claire Johnson draws it against Smith.
Yeah, going back to the last possession for the Mavs, they had a great look, and that's finally what they wanted on their offensive side of things, really get that motion and getting that open lane to the inside of the hoop, trying to get those points in the paint. Unfortunately, that one rimmed out, and that's going to be one that she wants back, but it looked good. They just have to connect them at that point for the Mavs.
Well, the Mavs are second to last in the Summit League in turnovers at 21.1. Claire Johnson can't get that one to go either. If we're to combine free throw ratios here today, Blake, between both teams right now, free throws are 2 for 7.
Yeah, the Mavs, they have a very young team, and a lot of that can just be trying to force that effort in practice and get it rolling.
Collectively, it is now a 25% from the free throw lines between both teams. It has been a struggle from the charity stripe for both sides, and it's really been sloppy scoring that has given the Huskers this big of a lead, and a sloppy turnover leads to a Hake steal and a Hake layup that goes in.
She was smiling after that when she knew she had a free, easy pick and turnover. And what does she do? She gets that point for herself to go.
It's a sight to get used to. Callan Hake averaging nearly 2 steals a game. Wins a lot of possessions for the Cornhuskers, who averaged 9 steals a game, although that's middle of the pack in the Big Ten so far this season. Merrow will drive against Hargrove. Tried to win the size battle, and will do so in some shape or form by winning a foul. Hargrove will draw the foul. Rather, Claire Johnson, excuse me, Blake.
And Merrill, that's something we haven't seen so far this game, is her trying to drive to the hoop and get points herself. And she was pretty confident doing some booty ball up to the hoop. But she drew the foul contact, and that's encouraging, especially if she can make these free throws. But if she can't, those are just free points that are off the board.
So Claire Johnson will head to the bench. Now Merrow really breaks the trend of missed free throws in this game by draining that first one. It's 43-22. Merrow from Port Washington, Wisconsin. A freshman as well. Get used to the word freshman within this UNO program. It is really from the bottom up. Jamie Carey is trying to build this program. Callan Hake, man, it just keeps falling for her, at a loss for words.
My goodness, she's on fire.
Callan Hake make it 5 of 7 from 3. The Huskers really starting to extend. As Estupinian really trying to tame this offense up a little bit, and they can't convert. And now Nebraska, with no shot clock, is looking to end the half on a note that's in their favor. We'll see when Prince is ready to go here as they get ready for a set play. Sideline side is the strong side as they'll initiate the play with 8 seconds left. You could see it go to the hot hand here from Callan Hake. Can't get it to go off the back iron. And a rebound from Fisher, not enough time to do anything with it. That'll be the end of the second quarter, 46.
Prince is already hounding her on defense.
It's not much of a let up on the gas pedal, and that's something Amy Williams wanted to challenge her Huskers to do here in these last non-conference games, is show 100% grit through 100% of the game, and Weaver could do that early, rims out. Now it's to Bojan, who also can't get it to fall. Petrie will move it out to Hake. Hake, 17 points, leads the team in scoring. Now to Bojan, right hand. Unable to get it through, and Smith with the rebound. So now the Mavericks with another chance at a possession, and let's see if they can really come out this half like they came out in the first half, in setting a tone that they're not going anywhere.
Well, for the Mavs, they probably just want to say it's 0-0 at halftime, and they want to focus on going back to what they did great in the first quarter, and that was a lot of the ball movement and getting it down low in those easy points and getting open on offense.
Well, Jamie Carey ushering towards her Mavericks. They need to move the ball quick, and Estupinian will try and get a shot off quick. It's blocked, and the shot clock winds down. It'll be a turnover for the Mavericks. And that's the thing, Blake, within this game so far. I think the biggest struggle here for the Mavericks is they haven't been able to find a shot to take without it being contested.
Yeah, Nebraska was pretty lazy on defense in that first quarter, and it's completely flipped. They've locked back into what we've seen so far this year with them, to where they can be extra confident, know where they need to be on defense, and that's turned into offensive points.
Offensive points from Jessica Petrie from three-point range. That's her first 3 of the night. Make it 5 points for Petrie, whose family is in the stands today, a family she doesn't get to see that often. Very close family, tight-knit. And now that they're in the stands here, you got to think that gets a little bit of wind under her sails in this one.
Right, your heart is full when you get to see your parents up in the stands. Probably reminds you when you were young and you put that energy out in the court, and, well, we've seen it so far tonight. It's been pretty good. A
little too much energy on the jump shot there from Smith. Goes off the back iron, and it's off the hands. I believe they're going to adjudicate it to off the hands of Avril Smith, and it'll stay with the Huskers. So now a baseline out-of-bounds play. As Callan Hake will quick inbound to Petrie, who will take a quick fadeaway jumper, can't get it to go. Mavericks come the other way. Only 2 points so far scored within the first 2 minutes of this second half. As now Stevens will get another shot blocked. It's blocked by Petrie, as Bojan will just stand her ground behind the ball completely. It's almost as if a soccer play is shielding it out here.
Right, she was just boxing out, and, well, it just rolled out of bounds, and that's how you get a Husker ball.
We'll take a look at it, and Smith puts her arms up in the air immediately. I didn't do anything. And it looks like they're actually going to flip it to Omaha's way here. They might have taken a quick look at it and have reversed the call.
It's another chance that Omaha gets to score some points, and they need it.
Yeah, there's no reset shot clock, so it wasn't a foul, but this time a 5-second violation will reset the shot clock, but not in Omaha's favor.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Carey didn't do a timeout there to, get another chance of that, because every position that they lose, it's just more chances that to have to fall behind, and they already are behind a lot, but if they want to keep their confidence in it, they need those extra possessions.
Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining in this one in the second half of play. Weaver outside Petrie, she'll try it again. Omaha!
She's found her step, and you got the high stepping from the Nebraska bench. They're all into it.
That was pretty impressive. It was very synchronized from the Nebraska bench, and it really seems like a synchronized mental effort from the Cornhuskers. Everyone is on the same page of what they want to get done offensively, and a lot of it comes from the post, shooting from the 3-point range. Stevens now drives in. It's the first bucket of the half for Omaha.
That's as easy as it gets for a layup, and those are the fundamentals to where if you miss that one, you pinch yourself and you say, dang it, but she got it.
Well, it was a highway related to Interstate 80, the same highway they traveled down to get here, but that time to the hoop. And it looks like before the three-pointer goes, and what would have been the first three-pointer for Omaha all night is a travel instead on Juneman. Now checking in for the Mavericks, Merrow makes her way in for the first time this half. We take a look here, potentially, at what is a Petrie three.
Just total confidence for her. And when she finds and hits those threes like that, and you get an open look, you might as well take them.
Well, an open look for Hake. She'll not take it this time around, Mace. Inside to Petrie. Hake will reset play with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to want a good shot here, the Cornhuskers. And Bojan with a charity stripe jumper gets it to fall. It's as if she was taking a free throw right there.
Yep, effectively a free throw. And, well, if you look at what they've done with free throws, you would say that's not a confident shot, but it worked this time.
To allude to what Blake was saying, Huskers 1 of 3 from three-point line, or from the free throw line rather. It's not been the most clinical day for free throws from either side, but nonetheless, not very many opportunities. And Burke Perryman has not had very many opportunities, an open look down low, but Prince has on the other end.
Yeah, and that'll be her 5th point so far, and she's only had 3, and that comes off a three-pointer. Very slow to start out this game, but, you know, she doesn't need it when she's got teammates like Callan Hake leading the way.
It's intriguing, Blake, because really the biggest stars in the performance against Penn State scoring-wise probably have some of the least scoring here today, as Amaya Hargrove had her career-high 26 tonight. So far, she has not had many. She's only had 4.
Yeah, and for Hargrove, she's had a lot of good looks. They just haven't been able to fall down, unfortunately.
Correction, 6 points, but still I think the point still stands in that manner. That it's a lot of sharing the ball. Shared right here to Petrie down low.
The Mavs defense wasn't able to protect that.
10 points for Petrie. She'll be the second Husker in double figures. As Callan Hake gets another steal, and it's just been the Callan Hake show here at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Estupiñán, she drove straight through 2 Husker defenders. Not a good look for her if she wanted to get some easy points. She may have needed to kick it out right there. Very risky going in between Callan Hake and Hargrove. And well, you know, she got it stolen away from her.
So Hake winning plenty of possessions for her Cornhuskers, and she'll take a well-deserved seat on the bench. Weaver to Prince. Prince down low, Nisley, 3-ball. It is really starting to rain down from the Cornhuskers.
She made one, might as well make another one.
And now it's really starting to look like that Amy Williams three-point offense from the Cornhuskers that has really been seen all season so far, and what has leapfrogged them into this 9-0 start on the season, that if this performance keeps up is looking like it could be 10-0.
Yeah, well, the Mavs, they haven't scored in the last 2 minutes and 3 seconds and counting, and they really have not had a lot of great looks. Nebraska is hounding the Mavs on defense.
Well, there was early ability to get shots for the Mavericks, but really it's come down to this. Blocked shots or turnovers are giving it straight back to the Cornhuskers, but the Cornhuskers this time will give it straight back to the Mavs for Juneman to lay it up and in over Petrie.
A good lay-in that they really haven't been able to find most of the time. Gives me some points that they get there.
Juneman has 4. So now here come the Mavs the other way. Estupiñán. Now to Smith. Moving around now, and I think it comes off the foot. No, it'll come off the foot of Stevens. It'll be Nebraska basketball once again. Maupin checks in. Heading to the bench is Petrie. So Petrie and Hake, the 2 leading scorers for the game tonight, are on the bench. Petrie with 12.
We saw this sort of lineup be the second main one more towards the end of the first quarter, and the rhythm between them two wasn't always the best, but this Nebraska team, they get a lot of points off the bench. They've gotten 24 points off the bench tonight.
Well, the offensive rhythm has been felt throughout this second half, but not the connection that time Maupin and Hargrove wanted. So now the Mavericks now really becoming accustomed to this full court show rather than press in this instance. As in the game for the first time is Erica Gooden, the true freshman from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Burke Perriman takes the 3, can't get it. And it'll go off the hands of Maupin, and it'll stay with the Mavericks.
Yeah, she slapped her hand, she wanted that one back. It was a pretty clean look if you're any player on the Omaha side of things, that was as good of a look as you're going to get.
Stevens. Over to Smith. Smith, long reversal, high up in the air to Estupinian with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Williams. Now a switch off to Hargrove against Estupinian. Out to Perryman. Perryman has to chuck it from 3. And that is one of the most ambitious chucks you'll see all night from beyond the arc as it goes off the back iron. Estupinian once again trying to pioneer this offense.
Yeah, as of late, a lot of those threes have been tipped and blocked by Nebraska. And you're not going to get open look like that very often.
Estupinian, probably the best look on this possession so far. A reset shot clock once again. Chucks another 3. Can't get it to go. All shots were 3-pointers on that possession. None of them could fall for the Mavericks. Britt Prince, Euro step inside, rims out, and Hargrove will be fouled.
Yeah, Estupinian, she really wasn't able to get her feet set on that last 3-point attempt, and it wasn't as confident a shot as she got to. There's a foul underneath to kind of change the groove and slow the pace down a little bit.
Erica Gooden was really wrong place, wrong time right there, trying to get the board, and really wipes out Maya Hargrove in the process. So now a baseline play to Claire Johnson, who's wide open off the pass, and it rims out. Mavericks going the other way. A lot of casualties in the meantime. Hargrove and Maupin dive to the floor. They make their way back in transition, though. Now a ripped ball towards Smith. A lot of good movement there for a second for the Mavs to really dice through the Nebraska defense, but one pass too many.
Well, Maverick fans, they're used to the power play in hockey, and that's sort of what it was in that last possession for them on offense. When they had 2 Huskers fall on the ground, they could have taken it down low, but they didn't really have a chance.
Well, the analogy of slashing now happens as Estupinian fouls straight across Kennedy Williams. Get a hockey reference off the bingo card there, Blake.
And now just looking at where these fouls are falling, they're starting to line up, and that's why they had to take some of those people off and to the bench for the Mavericks.
Ezra Kerbon makes her way in for the first time tonight. But like you said, a line change practically for Omaha. It's a whole different look out there, and that's really what they're going to have to go with, only being 9 deep today. And not just 9 deep as if they have options beyond that. It is truly 9 deep. Claire Johnson steals the ball off the miscued pass from Merrow. And a double dribble, though, down the floor from Logan Nisley will give it straight back to the Mavericks. If there's one thing, Blake, that really hasn't been very flourishing from either team, it's probably the turnovers.
Yeah, Chase, you're very right. And a lot of it comes off the points off of turnovers, too, which Nebraska has exploded to over 30 points off of turnovers, which is very impressive. But Omaha, they haven't been able to capitalize off those turnovers.
Omaha has eclipsed their turnovers from against Northern Colorado last week. That was 24 turnovers. Tonight they are now at 25. Ezra Kerbon, the Turkish native, going up against Williams. Can she make a name for herself early in this one? Gets fouled on the way up, and Kennedy Williams not a fan of that one.
We're starting to see a lot of those foul calls trickle in like they did in their first half. Sometimes you see at halftime the reffing, they look at what they do and they kind of make those adjustments.
So now as Ezra Kerbon takes her first free throw, doesn't get it to go, but Trey Marler will give it a go for us.
Thanks, Chase. Well, earlier today at shoot-around, Amy Williams was harping on her team to find the joy in the game and not take playing in front of these fans for granted. And after going down by 7 early, we've seen that joy seep through as Nebraska has found their momentum and soared out to a 36-point lead, guys.
One of the things, thank you, Trey, by the way, one of the things the Cornhuskers really, you can tell when they're doing good, is when a little bit of music is blared and the lights are going, and that didn't get to really get going as early as they wanted it to be. But I think we could all agree with Trey and Amy Williams' philosophy is the Huskers are playing with joy now in this game as Emily Fisher is about to check in, but she'll be shooter.
Yeah, you look at the score and you'd say they've found their offensive mobility, but they've also, they're 0 for the last 4 on the field, and they find their pace at times and then it slows down and they kind of can't figure it out. But then you can just know that they're going to hit on it as soon as they get comfortable with their shots.
Hargrove only drills the second free throw of the evening for Nebraska. They've shot 5 now in this game. Can't make the second, though. A rebound from Maupin, though, gives an extra chance for the Cornhuskers and an extra chance for Hargrove gets 2 points. So 3 points on one trip to their end of the floor for Hargrove in probably the most unconventional way possible.
And that stops their scoring drought. Before that, they had no field goals in the last 3 minutes, which is crazy if you know that Husker offense, one that always goes to 80 points.
Juneman really trying to peer over at any option that even looks semi-open, and they can't find one. And now Shelby from 3. That's the first three-pointer of the night from the Omaha Mavericks. It took 12 attempts, and Shelby converts.
They're not a team that shoots the 3 a lot, but they're able to get there, and she was finally able to get that one back.
Shot clock turned off, 8 seconds remaining. Williams inside to Hargrove, quick jumper, and really now takes another free throw jumper. I mean, the Huskers, I would love to see the heat map here for this game, Blake, because the Huskers have been thriving just above the paint in the middle.
It would have seen that they take those shots live during the game, and they're better at that than the free throw tonight, which is pretty surprising.
Smith gets it blocked by Fisher. Now over to Gooden, who kicks it out to Stevens. Stevens can't get it to go, and Kenny Williams falls to the ground. Has no signal yet, and it will stay with, or rather go. And getting back into it we are after the challenge. Play will finally resume after a lengthy challenge that took us into the media timeout. Weaver over to Williams. It's really been a well-rounded Nebraska performance at this point in the game now. They're shooting 45%, although that is 8% below their average on the season, as Maupin will drive inside but travels before any of the contact.
Yeah, every quarter they've gotten better from their field goal percentage. Started at 36%, went up to 48%, and then went up to 50% at the end of the third quarter. They're finding how they get their offense rolling, just like we've seen so far from the Huskers, and a lot of fans know because they put up so many points.
Stupinian will try and dive it down low to Smith, and those two have been connecting all day, but it's just been tough for them to connect, and especially from three-point range. That now makes it 1 of 14 from deep. So there's a foul down low, it looks like, eventually here off the missed 3, and it will be called on Maupin.
Yeah, they're just getting very aggressive underneath the hoop, and we've seen it all night, especially for number 33, Marrow. She's been one that's been aggressive trying to get the rebounds.
Prince, Neal, and Petrie will all check in, so the 2 leading scorers on the game, Petrie and Hake, are on the floor. Hake with 17, yet to score actually in the second half. Petrie with 12. Estupinian, reversal layup, gets it in. Soraya Estupinian now hits the decade mark, 10 points. Fisher grabs the loose ball outside to Neal. Can't get it to go. It's a rebound by Stevens, but not before a foul. That's drawn by Gooden. We'll see who they put this one on. They're going to put it on Petrie. That's only Petrie's first foul. As physical as she's gotten down low and also beyond the arc, she's been able to convert as well. That's only her first foul, which is something within the fourth quarter for your post to only have 1 foul is something that I think Amy Williams will take any given day of the week.
Yeah, and the 5 that you have on the floor, only 2 of them have fouls. They've really been right where they needed to be.
Steal from Hake leads to a jump ball. It'll stay with the Mavericks. A bunch of players now checking in for the Mavericks. Juneman will come in as well. As Juneman, Burke Perryman will come in as well. It's a full line change here. Kurbon will make her way in as well.
Yeah, that's as big of a rotation as you're going to get, Chase.
A little bit of a mouthful there, Blake. As now the Mavericks will begin possession here. Blake, there's a lot of things the Mavericks had to take away from, specifically probably in that first quarter in terms of the positives, but what's the biggest thing you think they need to work on heading into their next game against Western Illinois this weekend? As a 3 will be taken from the corner from Juneman, can't get that to go.
Well, you know, they get those open looks for 3, and they aren't that great from it so far this year, but they have opportunities, and they just need to keep their confidence high, because when they're rolling with confidence, they know what they can do it, and they can get points, and they just took it to Nebraska in the first quarter, and I think they got to hang their hat on that at the end of the day, because that's something that they've not been able to do against any of those power opponents that they've played this year.
Well, it's another jump ball. There have been plenty of those tonight. It'll stay with the Cornhuskers. We have had a jump ball, 2 in the last 2 minutes here, as Britt Prince is outside from beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. It's been really an abnormal 3-point shooting night from the Cornhuskers. That's 12 of 35 now, 34%. Mavs will get the ball back.
Yeah, the Huskers, they have a 2-minute scoring drought right now. Not something that they expected to find themselves in. We've seen it at different times. The offense has been able to sputter and not get into control of what they normally do.
Largest lead for Nebraska tonight has been 40. It was 70-30 at one point in this game. Right now, 70-32. As Prince dishes it down to Neal. Neal gets a bucket. That's her first points of the games from the true freshman.
The true freshman, she's fast everywhere she goes on the court. And when she picked up that ball from Prince, who's passed it to her, an easy lay-in.
Kerban. Kerban will drive in. Gets the layup, can't get it to go. And a rebound from Fisher, who draws the foul and is a little slow to get up.
A pretty good look for Kerban there. Didn't get a lot of separation, but she didn't use a lot of the backboard there to help her, and that's why she missed it. Just not that confident of a shot for her.
Foul will go on Marrow. Marrow at this point in the game has 4 personal fouls, so she's on the lookout for foul-out territory, but I don't think there will be anything deterring the Mavericks from subbing her out, and with the point this game is at now. As the missed jumper gives the ball back to the Mavericks. Carey looking for Mavericks to maybe have some space here on this possession as the shot clock winds down to 15. Burke Perryman drives over down the lane from Prince. Can't get the finish, though. Very rarely will you beat Britt Prince on the dribble. And at that point, that's a shot Burke Perryman's going to want to have back, especially when it results to a Prince 3 on the other end.
Well, she got beat there on defense, and what do you know? She turned it into 3 points herself. That's why you can never count her out.
You really can't in any game. Britt Prince has been phenomenal for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and now she reaches 600 career points. And it's a feat at this point as a true sophomore that she has hit that mark. She is in some elite territory within the Nebraska Cornhuskers women's basketball lore. As Petrie gets the offensive rebound and puts it in, Jessica Petrie has been feeling it tonight. She's got 14.
The second chance points working to Nebraska's best effort.
It's now a block from Fisher. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mavericks, and now another line change. Estupinian, Gooden, Smith, Stevens, all making their way in.
You got them all that time, Chase. I'm not sure you missed one. There's a lot of them.
You got to get used to it at some point, Blake. It's now looking for any option is Gooden. Gooden might have moved her feet there before the pass got off, but it'll go off, and this time Gooden will try a different perspective of trying to get this ball in. Now from the sideline. Gooden from Fort Smith, Arkansas. A freshman as well. It is a youthful team the Mavericks have assembled here today.
You know, it's pretty impressive that Jamie Carey has been able to get this team playing so cohesive so far this year. As I say that and there's a turnover, but you know, it's for a bunch of underclassmen to be able to go out there and be able to put this much effort on the court. It shows a testament to what they hope for her in the future. It was like a bowling ball in between those guys, knocked all the pins on the ground.
Out of all the times to use the word cohesion, Blake, that might have been the worst time. There was no cohesion on either end of the floor. It all started with really this fumble away from Fisher, falling down on the ground. Petrie tries to do something about it. Neal tries to do something about it. No one can do anything about it. And the ball squirms free, but players, about 5 of them, on the ground.
They're all trying to fight for it, and then it ended up with 5 players on the floor.
Of that foul. The missed free throw there will get a rebound, or the missed jumper rather will get the rebound there. And the Mavericks come down the other way, Estupinian. Up against Petrie. 2 of the most prominent players scoring-wise in this game, and there's a foul off the ball screen. It's going to go on Prince.
And she's going to get her first actual foul, I should say.
It's the second team foul for the Cornhuskers, though, in this quarter. As a lot of Omaha players will head to the bench. More will make their way in. Burke Perryman really has been gliding in the paint pretty well. It's just been finishing at the rim has been the issue for her so far in this one. Gooden really lost for choices. Now finds Marrow. Marrow outside to Kerban. Kerban will travel, though, beforehand. Ezra Kerban, only her 7th appearance here today, has not started. Coming into this game only shooting 10% from the field. An attempt.
Yeah, for Kerban on that last possession, that turnover, she just had her feet set and did a little quick pump fake, and she tried to drive off that and didn't reestablish.
Kennedy Williams will now reestablish possession here offensively for the Cornhuskers. Claire Johnson thought about it for a second to pop it over good and couldn't do so. A dish down from Bojan trying to get to Maupin, wasn't ready for it, and the Mavs will get the ball back.
For both teams, it's been very physical in the paint tonight. A lot of those scrums down low have been very aggressive for both teams. They're just able to just keep trying to get those extra rebounds, and for most of the time, it's worked for Nebraska's favor in getting those second chance points.
Omaha was the preseason 8th out of 9 teams in the Summit League to begin this season. And really, they're performing as if they have heart for sure. But right now, it's not the outlook they would have wanted, potentially being 1-9 to begin this season, as there's 14 left on the shot clock, just under 3.5 here in this game. Nebraska has not scored for the last just over 2 minutes now. It's not really been an offensive prowess from either side so far, as now the shot clock really winding down. Burt Perriman just has to try and get something off, but before any shot was gotten off or any contact was given, too many steps on the floor, it'll be a travel.
Chase, I feel like you can copy and paste a lot of these possessions for the Mavericks. They just get very low in the shot clock, don't have an open shot, and then that's where the mistakes happen, whether it's a double dribble or a travel, and it all starts to amount.
The Mavericks' best finish in the history of the program at the Division I level is a conference tournament runner-up. They lost to South Dakota State in 2023. They have not won the conference. They have not appeared in the Division I tournament. The only time they have appeared, or I should say the last time they have appeared, as Petra Bojan gets the bucket down low, but the last time the Mavericks appeared in an NCAA tournament, sanctioned tournament at all, was in 1992, and that was the Division II tournament. Longtime North Central Conference members. That was the last time they found their way onto the national stage.
Yeah, and Carrie said she wouldn't have taken the job if she didn't, see that Omaha was a place that she could win at. And while it's going to be a long list of improvements for this season, but it's also just learning moments for a lot of these young players that if she can keep them here in a transfer portal era, those players can turn into something great.
Foul goes on Kerbon. Claire Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. Juneman checks in. So Claire Johnson at the line, shooting 92.3% on the season, and it looks the part as she drains the first one. A Samford transfer, shot 42% when she was at Samford. As a freshman, 40% from 3, 87% from the line. It's an addition that the Huskers are very excited about, as there's a foul down low, or rather a lane violation, so Claire Johnson will get another chance at it after missing that one.
Just gets to wipe that one off and try again.
Claire Johnson getting ready for her second attempt. Well, her third attempt, rather, but technically her second.
Yes.
Drains it.
Nails that one, and you just
2 for 2.
push it behind you.
Kerbon will now take the ball up the floor in what are the final moments of this one. We're just about to hit 2 minutes remaining here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are up 81-34. They extend their 80-point game streak to 9.
They've been in total control and playing effortless. They're on a 6-0 run right now. And Omaha's just mounting turnovers. They haven't scored in the past 4 minutes.
Mounting turnovers for sure, Blake. Now the Mavericks currently possess 31 turnovers. Petra Bojan gets another bucket down low. It's 6 points for her on the evening.
The Mavs have only scored 4 points this quarter. And from what a great start it was for them, it's a little unfortunate that they haven't been able to find some consistency. But this is what Nebraska's defense does best, and that's hounding them down low just like right there.
Shelby trying to do anything around Maupin, can't do so. Maupin is just an immovable object in that moment, and Claire Johnson finding her groove late on, gets the layup.
Effortless.
So now as Omaha makes their way up the field, the lead is now to 51. It's the largest lead of the evening for the Cornhuskers. Merrow over to Kerbon. Kerbon to Merrow, it's a little 1-2 action, and there's a foul down low on the shot. So 2 shots coming for Merrow. The foul will be on Maupin.
Yeah, Merrow, in the first half, she was able to get, she's one of 3 Omaha players to get down low and get some foul calls on her, and now she gets a chance to get some free points.
Merrow, a true freshman, 6'2", 4-year letter winner, 4-time all-conference selection at Port Washington, her high school in Wisconsin. She was the 2025 Port Washington Female Athlete of the Year. And now hold on, Blake, because a promotional part of this game, if Merrill were to miss the second one, Nebraska fans would be going home with free chicken. So just take a listen here. Whoa. Disappointment floods across Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Well, in the men's game against Creighton, they got free chicken, and they would have had more free chicken if she would have missed that one. But
we're going to start running the sails dry.
Yes.
As Bojan will put it in late on. She's getting points in this one now, extends to 8.
Huskers 3 for 3 on the field. They're 4 for 4 on the field for the last 4 attempts. So,
and in their last moments, Omaha with probably one more trip to the floor here. Let's see if they can make it a good one as Kerbon up against Neal. Kerbon will pull up from 3, long range, off the back iron. Shot clock is not turned off, about a half-second difference between shot and game clock. Neal can't get it to fall, and one thing that has been abnormal, if anything, within this game for the Cornhuskers is the three-point shooting. In this one, just below 32%. And it looks like Kerbon will elect to not play this game further as we reach the end of this one. It's going to be 87-35 final score here. Nebraska extends their win streak to 10-0. Amy